Hello, it's Rebecca and today is another book review day, and this is my 18th book that I've read for the 2015 reading challenge. I will put a little link down below in the description box to explain what the challenge is all about, but basically it's to read 52 books over the year and each book comes from a different category. And this book comes from the category of a book that I chose based solely on the cover. And the book that I picked is The Strange Library by Haruki Murakami, translated into English from Japanese by Ted Goosen. And I will tell you why I chose this book. I know it's a very simple cover, it's not overly exciting, but I quite like that. I like the simple cover, and as you know, I work in a library, and this on the front has what used to be inside library books many years ago, a little ticket slot, and when you borrowed your book, they'd take the ticket out, the librarian would remove the ticket, put it in your little folder that's kept in the library, and then stamp the book. And I just thought that was really cute and strange and lovely. And as it's called The Strange Library, that made me quite interested in what the story was going to be about as well. So that's why I chose that one based solely on that cover. But I will read you the blurb and then talk to you about the book. On his way home from school, the young narrator of The Strange Library finds himself wondering how taxes were collected in the Ottoman Empire. He pops into the local library to see if it has a book on the subject. This is his first mistake. Led into a special reading room in a maze under the library by a strange old man, he finds himself imprisoned with only a sheep man who makes excellent donuts and a girl who can talk with her hands for company. His mother will be worrying about why he hasn't returned in time for dinner, and the old man seems to have an appetite for eating small boys' brains. How will he escape? So, this book is unbelievably strange, hence the title. It's a very short book. There isn't text on every page. There are pages with illustrations and various odd bits and pieces. They look like plates from very old books, which adds to the cuteness and the quaintness of this book. There's just so much in here that's interesting and weird and bizarre. So although I really liked the cover, I really liked the inside. So it's very short. It didn't take me that much time to read at all, even considering I'm a very slow reader. And this book is about a young boy, like it says in the blurb, comes home from school, or is on his way home from school. He just is curious about tax collectors in the Ottoman Empire. And he goes into the library, and a strange man takes him down these windy corridors underneath the library. And he brings out 3 huge books about taxes in the Ottoman Empire and tells him that he has to memorise every word in those books, and he will test him later. And the boy says, I need to get home, my mum will be waiting, I need to leave. But he gets locked in a jail cell, and he later finds out that if he memorises everything in these books, the old man that had taken him underneath the library will eat his brains, and he needs to memorise all these things to make his brains more juicy and delicious. And the one line that I just loved in this whole thing was where the old man tells the boy that strange things like this happen in all libraries. And considering that I work in a library, I'm slightly worried that these strange things are going on and I don't know anything about them. We do have a basement. You don't have to go down corridors and weave your way around to get there. But when you're down there on your own, there are noises and it's a bit strange and a bit spooky. And I loved this. I think this was absolutely brilliant. I had a look at the reviews on Amazon and they were very critical of this book. But I like the strange and the surreal and the unusual and the odd and the peculiar. And this certainly is. And it's very sad and very frightening. It honestly is, bearing in mind there's only, well, probably fewer than 100 pages in this whole book. The the author paints a really disturbing, dark story that is gripping. And even though it only takes a very short while to read, I think this will hang over me. And I think, I don't know, it just feels very, very spooky and strange. But certainly worth reading, and I'm glad I picked this up based solely on the cover and the title, not having read anything by this author before, not knowing what would be inside. I'm certainly glad that I picked this one and I read it. So if you'd like to hear any of my other book reviews, then please subscribe to my channel. I put new videos out every time I've read a book. I also sometimes give out writing advice and talk about my own writerly world. So if you're interested in reading and or writing, please subscribe to my channel and I will see you soon. Bye bye.